In this video, I'm going to be sharing two resources for astro gardening, also known as biodynamic planting. And this will help you garden with the phases of the moon and work with the elemental and zodiacal energies in your planting. The first resource I'm going to show you is Astro Seek. You go to astroseek.com. You go over to this top bar and find moon phase calendar. Then you go down to gardening moon calendar. Click on that. It will open up the different months here. So right now in the creation of this video, it's January of 2022, but all the other months are also here. So you can plan ahead. You can change your local time zone. And the moon sign is calculated for sidereal, but you can also change it to tropical. The sidereal is the astronomical, so it's what's actually happening in the sky. And the tropical is astrological, so it's more archetypical. You can experiment with both. So there's two different ways they explain it here. You can be gardening by the moon phase, or you can be gardening by the moon zodiac sign. You can do tropical or sidereal. So there's more information there if you're interested. And then you'll see the date here, the moon phase, what to do during this time. And then over here is the zodiacal and elemental. On this day was a split day on January 1st. It was a Scorpio Sagittarius day. This gives you a really good idea of what to do on each day, or what's an option for those days. Most of this stuff from the new moon forward is above ground annuals, especially leafy plants, cereals, herbs, cucumbers, a lot of mowing lawns, grafting and pruning. Then as you get to the full moon, it's a time to rest, celebrate, meditate, pick medicinal herbs and plants. Then after that, in the waning period, it's time to plant below ground plants, especially root plants, plant trees, shrubs, perennials. It's time to harvest crops, fertilize, transplant, mow lawns, and prune to reduce growth. So when you want to increase growth, you're doing it during the waxing period. Then if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, they will give you more of this legend of gardening with the zodiacal sign, elemental gardening. This is a legend, so it tells you on the days that are water days. That's a day for leaves. It's appropriate for transplanting, cultivating plants with the intention to use leaves and stems. So leaf days are good for cabbage, salad, lettuce, spinach, green onions, broccoli, and so forth. And then it goes on to explain fruit days, root days, flower days. So you can read all that to figure out what to do on each particular day within the moon phase. So gardening by the moon phase, this is the legend. Anytime it's the new moon or the full moon, it's time to rest, celebrate, and meditate. So that's your day off. Then you have 2 weeks in the waxing phase where moonlight is increasing, the soil is releasing, and the earth is exhaling. So its energy is drawing up into the plants. So this is the time to do the above ground leaf plants. And if you want to increase growth, you do grafting, mowing, pruning, stuff like that. Then after the full moon happens, this is the waning period where the moon is going towards its new moon phase again. This is the time when the moonlight is decreasing and the gravitational pull is decreasing. Earth is inhaling and energy is drawing down into the roots. So that's why the root plants take this time, this 2-week period: potatoes, carrots, onions, trees, shrubs, biennials, perennials. So this page cannot be customized to any particular zone, but the moon phase is global, so you can work within the bounds of your zone using this guide. So if you know that you live someplace where there's no way you're going to be doing root vegetables and digging in the ground in January because the ground is frozen, then you can be doing your seedlings for this time for underground plants. The second resource I want to share with you is the Farmer's Almanac's website. It can be found at almanac.com. This is where you can customize to your zone if you live in the United States. So what you do is you go to gardening, click on planting calendar. Then you can put in your city, state, or zip code, your postal code. Let's just put in Albany, New York. And then you can see that it brings up the recommendations for when to plant different crops based on the frost dates or based on the moon dates. You can start seeds indoors, plant seedlings or transplants, and start seeds outdoors. So arugula, they're not recommending you to start seeds indoors or plant seedlings or transplants, but straight into the ground. And here is the frost dates that they recommend. It lines up pretty well with the moon dates. So it goes quite into depth, lots of different crops. And you can click on the crops. For example, I just planted onions. If you click on onions, for example, you can get in-depth detail on the needs of particular plants and how and when to plant them, how to harvest them, how to store them, amongst other details. So it tells you everything you need to know, like if you should grow onions from seed or sets. I did shallots from seeds and that was successful, but mostly I just do from sets, which you can buy at gardening centers or even Walmart. So it tells you when to plant them, how to prepare the ground for them, how to plant the seed sets, how far they need to go, how to care for onions. And there's even some video here about growing perfect, looks like nice giant onions, the pests and disease to watch out for. It goes into great detail. So if you put those two together, you have quite a wealth of knowledge on when to plant and how to plant. And if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. I'd be happy to help you. And I hope you're starting seedlings, or sticking stuff in the ground out there. And I'll talk to you soon.